excited tonight because we have one of our top producers I'm sitting next to right here. We're going to go into one of our phenomenal types of loan products and really break it down to understand, what it is that we're doing, because our mission and our goal is to do nothing but help small and medium-sized business owners actually do what's necessary so they can turn themselves into a small to a medium and even a large-sized business. So we're a boutique firm, but we have some very sharp individuals like the young gentleman I'm sitting next to right here. And I want to introduce you guys to Mr. Cesar Correa. So Cesar, why don't you tell the folks a little bit about yourself?
Hey, how's it going, guys? My name is Cesar. I've been with the company for about a year. My background, I reigned from the military. I did that for about 6 years. Straight out of high school, I was just talking to Jeff about that.
Right.
And I had a great time there. Met a lot of interesting people. Learned discipline, values like focus, discipline, determination. Always completing the mission, At the end of the day, my drill instructors, when I was in boot camp, in basic training, they always had me, focus on completing the mission.
Right.
And so that's basically, I joined this company about a year ago, and my mission ever since has been help businesses pretty much expand and grow. And so, I just took a lot of that discipline that I had, a lot of the core values, and I'm applying it right now. And I'm having a really good time right now with these businesses and helping them.
Absolutely. I'm here with you, and I see you work every day, and we understand the consistency, the mindset, the discipline, the attitude, all the attributes that I'm probably sure you learned in the Marines is what you apply here on a daily basis. So, I appreciate you being a part of it. You want to share
100%. I appreciate you appreciating me because, it is, at the end of the day, it's a hustle, and you have to be focused, you have to be determined, because these business owners, they're out there, in the field, they're doing what they're doing, construction, trucking, a lot of these guys. So you have to be just as determined for them. And so I'm always on a hustle and bustle. I'm always looking to help these business owners, 100%.
Absolutely. Well, we appreciate your service.
Thank you.
So here at the Accredited Group, we do a lot of different things. Obviously, business owners need multiple products, from equipment financing to lines of credit to merchant processing. I mean, it just runs the gamut of the needs that they have. But one thing that, one product, I should say, that a lot of business owners look for, obviously something that they can stretch out over a period of time, and it's a term loan. So why don't you give us an understanding of what the term loan is?
Yeah, so term loans are basically, by definition, it's a loan that's basically a fixed dollar amount. And it comes from a lender, a bank, commercial, whatever the case is. But it's basically a loan that's given to a business, usually with a fixed interest rate, all right? And so it's a prefixed interest rate, and it's usually assigned to the loan. And then there's also a preset span in which you have to pay that loan back. So that's basically what a term loan is. Now, there's 3 variations of it. There's a short-term loan, there's a intermediate, and then there's a longer term loan. So we're going to be going into a little bit about that. But the shorter term, the intermediate loans, those require minimal documentation. We'll go into that a little bit as well.
Okay.
But the longer term loans, those are going to be the ones that you have to show a lot of financials for.
Gotcha.
So those are the ones that are the better interest rates, of course. And but those are going to be also the ones that you have to show P&L balance sheets. You're going to have to show debt schedules, things like that, tax returns, bank statements. You're going to have superior credit as well. So those are things that we work on, conventional loans.
Correct.
And we also work on the shorter term and the intermediate as well. So we're going to be getting into a little bit about that.
So the great thing is that we have options for individuals, right?
So always
short
options.
Terms,
yeah.
Right. And I think that's the beautiful thing about what we do.
Exactly.
Is that we take an individual, and everybody doesn't come the same.
Yes.
But no matter what it is, we try to find the right fit for them. So I think that's important.
You hit the nail on the head with that, because you said in the beginning it's a boutique of financial services. So we have it so we can customize it, whether you need a short term or whether you need an intermediate. Because in some cases, a lot of business owners, a short term does work for them. Because why? You can get quick access to capital.
Right.
You have that immediate access to capital every 2-3 months if you need it. You're not obligated to stick with that term loan. So short term loans, the intermediate ones, those are the ones that we usually end up helping businesses with. But the longer ones with the lower interest rates, the conventional loans, those are ones that we also help. So it's important for business owners to have their cake and eat it too. You know what I
Absolutely.
mean? So it's important to have those options.
Absolutely. Options are important. We want to make sure they get a return on their investment, return on their
100%.
money, and that we coach them how to do that. So we're going to talk about the different types of loans, right? And I think that what we want to do probably first is talk about the long-term loan. So let's talk about that for a second.
Yeah, so SBA, conventional loan options available. You're seeing it there. Tax returns, financial documents are usually required for these type of loans. The collateral is one big thing that they hone down on. So if you're trying to purchase a piece of equipment, they usually ask for the equipment to be put as collateral. If you have to tie in your home sometimes, you have to put maybe cash as liquid as a collateral. There's a lot of different forms of collateral that they require for these type of loans. But the good thing about these type of loans is that there are lower interest rates, right?
Right.
And they're up to 10-year terms. So their monthly payment schedules, obviously, so you pay them back within a monthly basis.
Right.
Now, these type of loans, they usually take about 60 to 120 days to turn around on those type of loans. And the rate on that is 8% right now, but I'm sure you saw in lieu of recent events.
Absolutely.
The Fed met yesterday actually. So with that rate, you add the plus 275 basis points, we're at about 10.75% right now on those loans.
Indeed.
Now you're going to ask probably, how do you qualify for these type of loans?
Yeah.
I just said it before. You have to have your annual income reported on your tax reports. You have to be at least 20 to 25% higher than your actual annual business debt.
Really?
So basically, with that being said, their debt service cover ratio, you can't be spending more money than you're making money, if that makes sense.
Absolutely.
So, those are the long-term notes.
Gotcha.
Okay?
Fantastic. So, what you just said, you have to have your C's together. You have to have your cash together,
100%.
your capital, and your collateral.
Yes.
So these are all the things that you need to do to really qualify for these kind of gold standard loans that everybody wants at the end of the day. So, and you talked about how do you qualify, right? So
Yes.
Let's talk about what if you don't qualify? What happens then?
You just hit the nail. You've been hitting a lot of nails on the head in this interview
is
so
what we
far,
do.
man. You're doing a really good job here. So you said the 3 C's.
Right.
I think you said the 3 C's, but I'll add on. So it's credit, cash, and collateral, right?
Okay.
So if you don't qualify on one of those merits, we help you no matter what. So as a business consultant, at the end of the day, my job is to identify the why you don't qualify, right? So whether that's the cash, whether that's the cash flow, the money going into the business, whether that's the credit, whether that is the collateral, if you don't have enough trucks in the fleet, if you don't have the equipment that you need, whatever the case is on the why, my job at the end of the day, going back to the beginning of it, my mission at the end of the day, my plan of attack is to see how can we qualify you for those type of loans, right? So poor credit or high balance to limit ratio. Jeff, you're the business credit guy. The business credit solution that we have, that's the number one product that we basically help business owners with, is we help limit that debt to limit ratio by basically putting all that debt and assigning it to the business's name. You have to do that.
Absolutely.
You have to do that. Poor tax returns or financial income is low. We also help with that. How? We help with our shorter term loan options. We give you influx of capital every 2-3 months so you can take that money, and in this day and age we call it flipping that money, making a profit, and then growing the business and expanding it that way. And while all that's being done, like I just said, we could still fund you an immediate source of funds through the bridge loan. And so, yeah, the bridge loan, what is that? That's going to be the shorter term or the intermediate term loan. I'll go into a little bit right now what the intermediate is. That's basically anywhere between $10 to $2 million we can lend for that.
Wow.
We usually lend, get this guys, up to 150% of the monthly gross sales for that business.
Nice.
Right? So that means if you're doing $100,000 to $200,000, we can fund you up to 150% of that. That would look like anywhere between $200,000 to $250,000. So we can help you with that. The term ranges between that would be 12 to 24 months on an intermediate. The minimal documentation required, just 3 months of bank statements and 1-page loan application. Fast funding, we can get you the funds within within 24 to 48 hours.
Indeed. Wow. Intermediate loans. So we talked about long-term and intermediate. One thing you talked about is business credit.
Yes.
And I think that what a lot of business owners don't know is that the world of underwriting is changing. Right? Even in the mortgage business, they're using artificial intelligence. They're using a lot of ways to underwrite files. And even with business credit, what a lot of business owners don't know is that banks actually do look at that, right? SBA, and there's so many different aspects of it, right? They want to know if you have a DUNS number, a paydex score.
Yes.
There's SBFE, there's SBSF, there's paynet scores.
Yes.
There's Experian business, there's Equifax business, there's Intella scores.
Yes.
These are things that might be foreign to many business owners, but they have to understand that business credit is something that banks are looking for. So I know you mentioned that earlier, and they want to see the business. Have you ever taken out any money under the business and paid it back to a banking institution? So those are things that are going to help you qualify for those longer term loans if they can actually see that the business has actually performed and took out money under the business. So very important, right?
100%.
So we talked about the intermediate loans, and now let's go over to what we call the short-term loans. So maybe we could talk about that.
Short-term loans, by far, these are probably the most sought-about type of loans. Mm-hmm. The reason that is because what I said before, Jeff, quick turnarounds, right? This gives you quick access to capital every so often. You can refinance these loans every 3 to 4 months.
Wow.
And so that you can take that money, you can flip it, you can do what you need to do. A lot of the times with the intermediate and the short-term loans, you can receive a discount. There's a lot of people think that there's a prepayment penalty for these type of loans. Absolutely not. There's prepayment discounts included with some of the lenders that we work with that can help you basically receive a discount and incentivize you actually to make the money on a quick pace and then pay it back. But just to get into a little bit about the short-term loans,
sure.
The loan amounts, again, same thing with the intermediate, $10,000 minimum to $2 million on those type of loans. The terms on these type of loans are a little bit shorter. It's anywhere between 3 to 12 months. Okay. Minimal documentation required. Again, just the 3 months of the business's bank statements to show financing, and then the one-page application.
Right.
Fast funding, again, we can fund this between 24 to 48 hours, and again, no collateral required on these type of loans, no taxes required.
Wow.
So it just makes it very easy, very simple for the average everyday business owner who is focused 100% on their business. We are the financing experts. We can get this done within 24 to 48 hours. It's fast funding. So shorter term loans definitely by far, Jeff, next to the business credit, I would say is one of the most important solutions for a business owner in the short term.
Absolutely. So typically when they go to their bank, even if you have $100,000, typically that turnaround time might not be that fast for an individual. Certainly the paperwork is going to be a lot more extensive if you actually go to a bank to make something like that happen. So, the ability, speed to capital, speed to market. And here's the thing about most business owners, when they're out there running their trucking company, they're running their restaurant, they're running whatever it might be, a construction company, they don't know of all the different loan products that are out there. They don't really know what they qualify for. So it's very important when you have someone like Cesar on your team to help you really understand what those options really, really are. And you expressed something about, sometimes an investment property is a prepayment penalty, but here there's a prepayment discount.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. So going in a little bit more into that, there's a lot of the lenders that we work with. We've built relationships with a lot of different lenders, guys. And so, if you have a good business model and you have good use of funds, a lot of the times these lenders will, work with us as far as prepayment discounts. So if some of them work as amortized lines of credit. If you're, if you want to basically use the money for, a lot of people that I work with are in the fix and flip industry,
right?
Or they're in the restaurant industry, like you said. And so if you plan on using the funds for something in that nature where you're taking a bulk of the money and you're putting it into an asset, you're putting it into renovations for a project.
Sure.
Then you go around, you turn around, you flip that money, you sell the property, right? You get your proceeds, your profits from that. You come back to me and you say, hey, Cesar, I want to pay this loan back. It was good for what I needed it for. I want to go ahead and pay the loan back. What are my prepayment discounts? And the lender will go ahead and honor whatever prepayment discounts that was agreed upon at contract signing. So, but this helps a lot of business owners, again, because we're working with you on saving as much money as you possibly can, while also being able to utilize the full capacity of the loan.
Awesome. No, that's a great breakdown and a strategy. And I know that a lot of times we talk to business owners. Sometimes we have to walk them through what their strategy might be to help them get a quicker return on their money and really help them understand what the value of our money and how they can leverage our money to make more money for themselves. But you touched on something about the purpose of the loan. And so let's talk about some other reasons why people actually get some of these term loans.
Yeah, sure, guys. So with these type of loans, a lot of the times when they need, because money moves on a constant flow, right? And money's always moving.
Never sleeps.
It never sleeps. Money never sleeps. I love that movie because at the end of the day, money doesn't sleep. And so a lot of the times when these business owners, they need the access to the capital, they have various uses of the money. So going into it, some of the uses would be hiring new employees, right? Staffing. You need to always increase your staff, right?
Correct.
You need to add new people to the team.
Absolutely.
Jeff, when I was hired on board with these guys, there was a training process.
Right.
There has to be a paid program to train individuals. Same thing with when you're hiring somebody, whether it's a new truck driver, whether it's somebody new to the staff in the kitchen, there's a training process. That has to be paid for, right? Purchase materials and supplies for overhead costs. My fix and flip guys, my real estate guys.
Right.
You guys know this more than anybody. You're constantly in and out of Lowe's and Home Depot and those lots, trying to get the best bang for your buck on those on plywood or whatever it is that you need. You need to have that money quick, ASAP. Purchase inventory in bulk. This is more for like my e-commerce businesses, my retail shops, brick and mortar. You guys need a capital to basically purchase your inventory, whatever it is, clothing, apparel, whether it's equipment that we use here in the office. You need the money for that. Equipment and adding to the fleet. That's another big one. My trucking guys, you guys know about this more than anybody. It's always about adding to the fleet, getting more drivers on that. Going back to the staffing, it's always about increasing the fleet so that way you can deploy your trucks and run more routes.
Absolutely.
And what does that mean? You make more money, Jeff.
Right.
More money, Jeff. Come on.
You make more money,
you need more
money, right?
You need more money.
It's just a fact of life, right?
It's just a fact of life, man.
If your foot grows, you need new shoes and sneakers.
Yes.
It costs money.
Yes.
If your kids grow, they need new clothes. It costs more money. When your family grows, get a bigger house, costs more money.
Yes.
Same thing with the business.
Right.
And what do business owners always trying to do? They're always trying to grow their business. I don't know many business owners that are trying to downsize. Most of them are always wake up every single day, how do I grow my business? In order for you to grow your business, like anything else in life, it's going to need a capital infusion to take you to the next level. So, those opportunities and these types of loans will always be necessary. They'll always be needed. The ability to come in very quickly and get money within 24 to 48 hours, based on what your business has done. And if you need to get some longer term money, it takes a little bit longer to make that happen.
Yes.
But, most importantly, I think that you have to have somebody like yourself who understands what all the systems are, who all the lenders are, how do we get this done, and what the options are for individuals. So, I know we play a tremendous role of helping bridge that gap between those who don't know and those who do know and are willing to invest.
Yes.
Right? And give your money business. That's what we do. We have investors that want to invest along with you in your business based on performance. So it's a beautiful thing, man. So, maybe you want to say something in closing or what your role is or what you see happening, and we can wrap it up.
Yeah, sure. First, part of it, I'm going to close on the last three that we didn't hit, just in case you guys want to know. So marketing and advertising, again, that's probably the number. There's 4 pillars in business, and marketing and advertising are probably one of the most important ones. with advancing your business, because you have in today's day and age, it's all about marketing, it's all about social media presence, what's your online presence. And so when you come to us and you need the money for marketing and advertising, again, we want to get you that money quick so you can deploy it and go into flyers, or go into online presence, maybe creating a website, Jeff. Business credit, another thing that business profiles need to have. You need to have an address that's separate from your home address. You need
Correct.
to have a phone number, 1-800 number, whatever the case is. You need to have a business website. It needs to be presentable. People need to know what you do in this world. So, marketing and advertising is one of the most important purposes of the term loan. Increased cash flow. I'll touch on that a little bit. Increased cash flow basically just means sustain the business. As you're scaling, sometimes cash flow is going to be a little tight, right, Jeff?
Yes.
So we need to basically supplement that with an influx, maybe stimulate it a little bit. And while you have that cash flow sustaining the business, you can go and run the plays that you need to run. And so that's another big use of the funds. And then last but not least, expansion.
Correct.
Expansion is come on, like, guys, if we're not talking about expansion, what are we talking about,
That's
really,
it.
right?
What are we talking
New
about?
location, new territories, right? This right here, this background that you guys see, this is a new location for us. So we're expanding, and so every business owner that we speak to, we want them to expand as well. So whether that's opening up a new shop in a different town, or a new factory in a completely different state, we're looking to help businesses expand with this money no matter what. And so that is probably another one of the big purposes of the term loan.
Absolutely.
And yeah, so I mean, my closing remarks, my closing statements, guys, is we're always here for the business owner. We have an incredible team on standby, always willing to work with the business owner. And at the end of the day, personally, for me, it's my mission to go ahead and complete the task. That's what I was that's what I was taught from birth. That's what I was taught in the military. And so it was my mission from as a God-given talent to be focused and driven to help the business owner expand. And so that's what we're doing here, guys. So any questions, feel free to reach out to me. Jeff is a great guy. He's the business credit guy. He's going to be your guy for that. But we're here for all the solutions. So, yeah.
Absolutely. Well, I think you said it. We're here for all the solutions. So no matter what you need in terms of equipment financing, merchant processing, lines of credit, performance loans, short-term, intermediate, long-term loans, this is what we're here to do, to bridge the gap between the business owners that are really trying to grow. We know it's your dream to run a successful business, and we want to be a part of that success in your journey to achieve the dreams that you need to in terms of your business, your legacy, and what you want to do for your family. So I'll end on that note. My partner here, Cesar, and I'm Jeff Broom. And thank you guys for your time. Hopefully you took some good notes, copious notes, enjoyed the training, and we will see you copious notes.
Word.
Indeed. Look it up, folks. So we'll see you guys real soon, but thanks for joining us, and now you understand the importance of a term loan and how to go acquire it and what qualifies you for it. Thanks for your time. Appreciate it.
Good night, guys.